11:30 podcast. Hey, where you was when a nigga was
where they was at, man?
I was on my ass.
You tell me.
I was stuck in a tree, ain't nobody help me out. Ain't nobody help me down.
Let's get it.
Going places that you never seen. You think I'm fucked up, boy, I'm living my dream. Just leave me alone if you're not with the team. My brain too smart to come up with a scheme. If I said it, then I meant it, and I know what I mean. Had me a vision, it was fucking with my dreams.
Yo, what it do, everybody? It's your man Dre, aka Dre on Wheels. Y'all already know what it is, man. Welcome back, you guys, to a new episode of the 11:30 podcast. What's good, man? What's going on with everybody out there? Appreciate you guys joining me back here for another episode. You dig, man? Good morning, good night, good afternoon to all my listeners, all my subscribers all across the world. Appreciate you guys joining me back here on a new episode, a new week, man. For real, how's it going, you guys? How's it going? Man, this episode is going to be a very fun one, man. Very fun one. I got two guests lined up. But first, you guys, my guest, Malik Wilson, you guys. He's coming to us from Urbana, North Carolina, you guys. He is a TV news reporter, journalist for a CBS affiliated station, you guys, in Malik, North Dakota. Yes, you guys. Also, he's the host of the Hot Seat podcast, you guys. Yes, he's going to be joining me here on the 11:30 podcast this week. Also, returning to the show, my guy Terry, the host of Get It Off Your Chest podcast from Kansas City. He's going to be stopping past here and joining me later on in the show here on the podcast. But before we get to that, you guys, man, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. Yes, hit the subscribe button down below. And also, you guys, don't forget to follow the 11:30 podcast on all social media platforms. But before we get to the show, you guys, I just want to remind you guys, yes, the 11:30 podcast is moving to Wednesdays, you guys. Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. here on YouTube, you know, same time, different day. And also the 11:30 podcast is coming to EB Radio, you guys. Yes, download the EB Radio app. It's completely 100% free. Just press play. If you like hip hop, R&B, all that good stuff, man, download the app and get ready for the 11:30 podcast coming soon, you guys. But also, you guys, man, like I was saying, it's a fun one. It's going to be a fun episode. It's going to be a fun one. First up, you guys, my guest, Malik, you guys, TV news personality for the CBS affiliated station, you guys, in North Dakota. It's going to be a fun one. Malik, what's going on with you, bro?
It's going good, DeAndre, man. I appreciate you so much for, allowing me to be a guest on your podcast. This is dope.
No problem, man. I appreciate you taking your time out your busy day or your busy schedule to join me here on the 11:30 podcast, man. So, I just want to say, man, I've been podcasting for a while. I tell some of my guests this also, man, because, I've been podcasting for a year and, just networking with a lot of people on Facebook and getting to know them, man, is so cool to, just connect with different people around the world and, just to see your clips on, on your social media or on the website that, you're a TV news personality, for CBS is wonderful. I'm always watching the news. So seeing, a guy, from that aspect and, I'm a big fan of live TV. So I watch bloopers a lot. So I love it, man. So I love what you do. And I'm glad you joining me here on the podcast. But for those who not familiar with you, you might tell them something cool about you, introducing yourself just a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. So like you said, I'm from Mebane, North Carolina. People call it Mebane, whatever the heck you want to call it. But it's in between the Raleigh, North Carolina area and the Greensboro area. So a lot of people from outside of the state recognize with those two cities more often than not. But I'm from Mebane, North Carolina, born and raised. Went to North Carolina A&T State University where I studied journalism and mass communications. While there, I played Division I football for the Aggies football team, became an All-American there. And actually, before I got into the TV world, I was actually playing in the CFL up north and for Saskatchewan Roughriders. So a lot of people, after they meet me from the TV personality, they're like, oh my God, like you played, professionally and stuff like that. And so it's always cool to see people, actually do a little research on you and, figure out who you are. And so yeah, that's me pretty much in a nutshell.
Okay, that's what's up, man. You said you played college football and you played in the CFL?
Yep.
How was that?
So, man, I always say playing football collegiately on any level it teaches you who you are as a, well, I won't just say football, but playing collegiate sports, it teaches you so much about who you are as a human, as a person. You learn so many life lessons from, meeting your teammates who come from totally different backgrounds and things like that. And so you make some of the best, the strongest friendships with these guys. And so we actually have a group chat now that we were talking in, picking on each other, going back and forth, how the guys can get. And so, but we're always supporting each other and whatever it is. So outside of football, people still support me. In Aggie Nation, they are just phenomenal. Like they show so much support. But transition from, collegiately to the CFL was a game changer in two aspects. One, because, the game, the game speeds up. It's a you go from playing 50 miles per hour in college because you get used to it, accustomed to it, to where you're going 150 miles per hour in the professional league, and you can get cut at any moment. So you got to bring your A game every day. But on top of that was moving to another country. I mean, Canada is right next door to us, but it's a different ball game, different finances, different, people talk differently. And so it was definitely a culture shock, but it was one that I embraced and enjoyed.
That's what's up. That's really, really cool, man. Well, who's your football team right now?
I grew up in a Pittsburgh family, but I think what did they go, like 7-0, 11-0, something like that, something crazy, and they just blew it. I called my dad the other day and was like, I know he's ticked off, but but I don't really have being that I was playing collegiately, and the fact of I was getting sought after by different teams. I just never really had a team. It was more so whoever the heck is paying me, that's who I'm with. So I don't really have a favorite.
That's what's up. Just a football guy in general.
Yep, just a football guy.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. My man Malik, man, he on the 1130 podcast. We're gonna start it off with the WTF moment of the week, you guys. Yes, Malik, the WTF moment here, man, is just something crazy you may have seen, something you may have happened in your life, or anything you may have seen on the internet. Since you're my guest, you want to go first?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, I'll go reflect back to this week. Being in this business, with just being a creative personality like yourself, like myself, you're on the internet a lot trying to find different things, like you said, network and things like that. And so I was on Twitter the other day. And the reason I say that is because I don't want to seem like I'm on social media all the time, just wasting my time. A lot of people do that, but we're on there for a reason. But anyway, I was on Twitter the other day and I saw a post that it was a group of ladies at this fancy restaurant, and where the video picked up was two of these girls were arguing, the birthday girl and one of her guests. And the birthday girl was saying, I think she wanted somebody at the table to pay for her meal because it was her birthday. But one of the friends was saying, you're supposed to pay for us because you invited us. And so that just kind of was really a WTF moment for me, because I was like, you really do surround yourself around people that you act like. And so I quoted the tweet and was like, this is just ridiculous. It's absurd. Like, I don't even know why y'all are arguing about this right now. I mean, if you invite me to your birthday, I don't expect you to pay for me. And if, it's your birthday and I come, I would offer to pay you, but I wouldn't expect you to be like, who's paying for me, And so that was just, it was just messy, and it low-key ticked me off, but I was like, let me just get off Twitter for the day and mind my business. That was a WTF moment.
Okay, so it was girl birthday, and basically she was looking out, or basically saying, who's gonna pay for me? It's my birthday.
Right, and the friend was saying, you're supposed to pay for us because you invited us to your birthday party. And so it was messy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's messy. That's messy. If I invite you to my birthday party, I'm not expecting you to pay, but at the same time, I'm not gonna be like, well, who's paying?
Right. Like y'all cover your own bill. If anything, you should offer to pay for the birthday girl. But on the flip side, exactly, the birthday girl shouldn't be expecting. If this is your doing, like, I understand if like one of your friends like put it together and invited you and said, this is Pride's birthday or something like that. But no, like, from what I saw from the video, it looked like the girl that put the dinner together and was expecting someone else to pay. But also the friend was saying, you're supposed to pay for me because you invited me. So I was like, yeah, couldn't be me.
That's crazy. Yeah, man. It's a whole lot of crazy stuff on Twitter, man. My WTF moment, you guys. Man, throughout I guess the past week, we had a lot of people disappointed, very disappointed, because Trump lost. Was one lady who went viral on social media because she was crying. She had a meltdown over the fact that Trump lost.
President Trump, if you see this, please save us. I don't even see our American flag anymore. Biden's talking with some kind of crazy flag. This is America. This is our land. Please, President Trump. Please, I hope you have a plan. God, please save us. Save us from the devil, please. Y'all, I'm about to have a panic attack. This is our country. Our country. This is awful. God, please save us, please.
Reminds me of another video, the fact that you said, may God bless us. I saw a video of a pastor in front of his congregation sitting there praying, saying that, Lord, strike all these people, make their families sick, who cheated on the election, who miscounted ballots. And I'm like, this is a preacher who we're supposed to go and get the message, of God, like,
Yeah.
And he's striking down evil on people because of a political election. And it just kind of reminds me, like, as soon as you mentioned her, I was like, there's so many videos that just take your breath away. Like this is really where we're living in.
I know, right? Crazy times we'll be living in, man. WTF moment, if that ain't one, you guys. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast. I got my guest Malik Wilson here. Like I was saying, he's a TV news personality. Man, of course, I was doing my research, man. I gotta ask, how was it being in 18 feet of freezing water?
That's funny. It was, so a little backstory on that. I was out doing we were out recording and for a story that I was doing. And while there, the fire people, they were doing like ice training and preparing for if somebody was to fall into the water. So while there, me and my crew were like filming, and I'm doing like, stand-ups on camera and things like that. And as I was about to leave, the guy was like, one of the fire chiefs came up to me and was like, hey, we need to get you in a suit. And I was like, all right. I guess he thought I was gonna say like, nah, I'm good. I was like, all right, like, where's the suit? Like, don't pull my don't pull my tail and not let me get in. Mm-hmm. So he ended up getting me a suit. Long story short, we jump in, and the suit is like, it's meant to help you float. So you don't really know that you're in 18, 20 feet of water. You're just there. And it's one of those moments that you can say like, oh, I was in 20 feet of water and didn't really feel anything. So didn't really feel much, but yeah, it was definitely an experience of a lifetime.
Okay, man. That seemed like that was crazy. And I'm a summer guy. Even though my birthday is in the fall, I'm a summer guy, and I definitely don't like to be in freezing water. So I was like, man, I know my man got the chills right now.
The suit is it's insulated, so you don't feel any of it. You don't feel any of it.
Okay. That's what's up. You put yourself in some crazy situations, man. But tell me about your journey. Tell me about your journey becoming a news reporter.
So taking it back to when I was back in Melbourne, North Carolina, where I grew up, I had always had aspirations of wanting to be on TV, just in the entertainment world, news. Well, more so the entertainment world, but as I grew up, I always tell people like I was just like a lost soul just out here. My mom was always trying to get me involved in things, didn't care about sports, played piano, played drums, but I wasn't like your typical young boy who wanted to play sports and things. Like, I didn't care for it. So as I grew up, people were kind of pressuring me to play football. And when I got to high school, my sophomore year, I ended up trying out for the varsity team, made it, was starting, did phenomenal. So by the time my senior year came, I had a few offers out on the table to play receiver on the next level, on the collegiate level. And when I was getting ready to go to school, I had already committed to A&T, signed my, letter of intent. My mom was asking me, what do you want to major in? And I wanted to do sports medicine because it was like sports matched up with football, sports medicine, not even knowing what the full scope was behind it. So my mom was like, you don't want to do that. She already knew, like, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be in the medicine field, things like that. And so she was like, you really need to dig deep and figure out what it is that you want to do with your life outside of football. So I sat down and I went back to my childhood of what I'd always aspired to be. And that was being on TV. And so I went to North Carolina A&T to study journalism, mass communications. And from A&T, like I said, I went to the CFL, but I ended up going to the CFL, getting hurt, got cut from the team, came back home to live with my parents. And I was like, it's time to dive into it. And so that was last September. So yeah, I've been here about a year now, and football kind of drove me along the way, gave me the confidence to be on air and things like that. And so when football finally ended, I jumped into the media world, and that's how I got here.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. Is it something, growing up that made you just was like, I always wanted to be in the entertainment, side of it? Because me growing up, like I said, I'm a big fan of live TV, and grew up and still am a fan of wrestling. And the thing I like about it is the live aspect of it. Anything can go wrong on live TV. You feel me? When the camera cuts back to you and you sitting down looking at notes, it's so hilarious, or just, anything happens, So I just want to say, like, what moment was it? Was you just like, I want to be on TV or just be in the entertainment world?
Definitely. And I hate to keep getting sidetracked, but you mentioned, live TV, it's kind of like a delay when you're watching on actual TV.
Yeah.
But when you're in these news stations, like, we have like the CBS network itself running in one of our rooms. And so it's like the live, no, none of that delayed. So when things actually happen, you want to go in that room because you're like, oh, they're not going to cut this off in time. So you get to see everything. But it was just more so, I've always been an outgoing kid, very comedic, love to make people laugh. I haven't really told this story before. This is the first time telling it, but I used to have a PlayStation 2 when I was a kid, and with PlayStation 2, they had the video camera that they had. And on the video camera, it would allow you to, see yourself when you're on video games like American Idol, when that was big back in the day.
Yeah.
Different things. And so I would never actually like sing the lyrics and stuff. I would just like make funny videos on it. And some of those videos are embarrassing, but I don't know. It was just wanting to entertain people, wanting to be in the center of attention all the time. And so that was just kind of what it was.
Oh, okay. Were you the center of attention in school?
No, I was never like a class clown or nothing like that. Like, always behaved myself, and I like the center of attention for the right reasons, not
I understand.
All the other stuff. Yeah.
That's cool. How do you stay motivated?
My parents, my family, honestly.
That's what's up.
We weren't one of those that was, super wealthy, but we weren't one of those that were super like dirt broke, but always watched how my parents, my grandma, how they just grinded for everything. And, I would truly say, like, and me and my mom and my sister were talking about this the other day, like, whatever we asked for, we might not have got it right then and there, but if my parents felt fit that we deserved it, then they would break their back to get it. And so I just wanted to, now that I'm older, watching how they moved and did their things, like, I just want to be able to provide, that financial freedom that, take my parents and family to places that they've never been. And so that's like my motivation, just my family and wanting to make it for them.
You're right, man. That's the same motivation for me. My mother been a single mom all her life, 4 kids, and it was hard raising. Well, not hard, but difficult at times. Could be raising, a child who have a disability that need certain special needs and stuff like that. So I always wanted to say, to kind of like, get my mother back there, buy her a house and stuff like that, because I've been podcasting for a year, and I want to make something out of this and do something great to say, Ma, you deserve it. So I feel you on that. That's definitely motivation, man. That's definitely motivation. Where do you see yourself at in the next 5 years as a news personality, as a news TV,
Funny thing is, I'm actually trying to transition out of the news world now. I actually joined in news because it was somewhat the easier route to get into, and I didn't really know too much about other aspects of TV. I was more so the jock headspace. So this was kind of like an opportunity that was just there, and I took it. But once I leave here, my contract ends in September. I'm looking to get like a hosting job on maybe like a local station or something. Shot big on some national platforms, but that's in the next 5 years. I plan to be hosting a show. And just if you see me in news, it's more of like something quick that I just jumped into because like I know how to talk about news. But in the next 5 years, I plan to be doing something more so hosting and entertainment reporting and things like that.
That's cool. That's real cool, man. We're gonna move on here on the podcast. You guys, you got a podcast. Speaking of podcasts, you got a podcast yourself called the Hot Seat Podcast. Tell me about it.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned you've been doing this about a year. I actually started. So, flip back. Like I just mentioned, I want to get into hosting and entertainment reporting and things like that. And so, during when the pandemic first hit, we had all got sent home. Everybody in the world got sent home. Nobody was in their workstation. So while I was home, I had a lot of free time on my hand because like, I don't know why it was like work was just so much easier working from home. So I had a lot of free time. And so I just started thinking like, what are some ways that I can better myself that's not in news, but get me to the next direction that I'm trying to get into. And so I was like, everybody's using Zoom. Everybody was learning how to use Zoom. And, I figured out that you can record and do all those things. And so I was like, let me start my own I call it a podcast just because it's simple, but it's not really the podcast format because I don't post like the voice and stuff. Like it's just video. But yeah, during the pandemic, I came up with this idea and started with the network that I have. I know a lot of people who are, pretty, validating in what they do. And so use that to my benefit and started interviewing people. Got in contact with a couple of PR agents, and they sent me some people here and there. And one of my old teammates from North Carolina A&T, he was actually trying to get into the TV world as well, and he saw what I was doing. So he was like, yo, Malik, we can really turn this thing up. And so he was like, I told him, be my co-host. Let's collaborate, drop different questions. And that's where the Hot Seat Podcast came from. So we've been doing it now for about 4 or 5 months or so, I think. 5, 6, somewhere in there. So yeah, we're going strong.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Just like how you said, you don't really call your podcast a podcast because it's simple. You call it a podcast.
Right.
My podcast is mostly video, so it's more of a show. So that was my aspect of it. I wanted to put on a show, not just a podcast. I wanted to talk about a variety of stuff. So from wrestling, from entertainment. I don't know everything, but I can give my 2 cents on something. You feel me? So you feel me? So that's what's up, man. That's what's up. Keep pushing at it. You're gonna get far at it.
Definitely.
Because we got a new president and all that stuff. A couple of weeks ago here in DC, the Capitol was full of rioters and everything like that. I talked about it on the podcast last week, how the FBI and feds are getting most of these people. I was looking up some stuff in North Dakota, where you at, and I was looking at some stuff and I was like, wow, this is going on. These people came from all over the place. Like it's people from where you're stationed at the CBS station is getting caught. And I was watching something earlier last week actually, where an 18-year-old turned in her whole family.
Yep.
Her whole family, because her mom was somewhat, I guess, a Democrat, but then switched over to a Republican, and the rest of the family was just that. So it's really wild. I want to know your thoughts on that situation.
Yeah, and to that last point you mentioned, there was, I don't know if it's the same girl or not, but her mom was, backlashing the Black Lives Matter movement, telling her you don't need to go out there, looting and things like that. And so she came back and was like, "This is my mom. You know, this is what you just telling your daughter a few months ago not to be out here doing this, and now look at you in headlines. Like, this is your face."
Yeah.
And so I don't know if that was the same family, but it's definitely been people calling each other out, which is good. But I just think it's chaotic. I mean, there's videos where you see the Capitol Police, and videos can be so deceiving, and you don't know what's truly going on. And that's why I hate to judge people off of video, because you don't know when that recording started, what transpired before that, and what's going on after that. So from what I've seen, it looks like Capitol Police are like, come on, like, doors wide open, let's run in.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's people's lives were at stake, you know, and it's.
Yeah, but more so, what's your thoughts on, you know, people turning in their own family members?
Yeah, like I said, I think it's holding each other accountable, you know. I mean, to that girl's defense, I'm like, I mean, if your mom, your authority figure is telling you not to be out here doing something for what you feel is a good cause, why should she be able to do that? You know, lead by example. So, I mean,
crazy. I
understand. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I understand, my guy. I understand. Well, Malik, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast this week, man. Before you go, man, when do your new episodes for your podcast drop?
We drop every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yep, on YouTube, the Hot Seat Podcast.
Okay, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, man. Make sure you check it out, you guys. Make sure I check it out. Before you go, any shout outs, anything you'd like to say, any questions for me?
No, I just like to give you a shout out. Like I said, I appreciate you for reaching out and you know, giving me this platform to allow me to come on and talk. I always enjoy talking, so you know, keep it up with the 1130 podcast. Definitely tuned in and showing support always.
That's what's up, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. Where can my subscribers follow you at if they want to come check you out and see what you're about?
I'm most active on Twitter and Instagram. Twitter is Malik Wilson _ Instagram is Malik Wilson TV. So,
cool, you guys, man. You guys go follow him. Go check out the Hot Seat Podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Malik, I appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast. You've been a dope guest, man. Very fun chatting with you. I hope you don't find yourself in 18 feet of freezing water no more, man. So just stay safe out there for real, man. God bless you. Hope you do great. May 2021 be blessed for you, my guy. And I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yo, my man Malik, appreciate you joining me here on the 1130 podcast this week, man. Great time chatting it up with you, man. Really, really great time chatting it up with you from Urbane, North Carolina. Just, you know, picking your brain, man, as a TV news personality. Like I said, man, I'm a really big fan of it. So keep doing your thing, man. The podcast, you guys, every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That's the Hot Seat Podcast. I'm always down to be on the podcast. That's one of my goals. I set out for 2021 is to be on more podcasts. So yeah, that's definitely what I'm up for. I'm up for it. Just hit me up, man. For real. Hit me up. And also, you guys, man, don't forget to follow my man Malik Wilson _ all social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, all that good stuff, man. Follow him, you guys. But you guys, man, sit tight on the other side. Coming up, my other guest, my guy Terry. He's the host of Get It Off Your Chest podcast. He's gonna be joining me here on the podcast to talk some shit. You know, just chop it up, you guys. But sit tight. I got a message from my friends over at EB Radio and the Anchor, you guys, and we're gonna talk some more right after this here on the 1130 podcast. You dig?
have a lot to say. Maybe you've thought, I should start a podcast. Meet Anchor, the easiest way to make a podcast ever. It's a powerful mobile app and web tool that lets you record a podcast anywhere and distribute it everywhere. It's great whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out. And it's 100% free. You can record your show straight into Anchor on your phone, iPad, or the web, using any mic you want. Record alone or with friends or co-hosts anywhere in the world. You can add background music and transitions, and your listeners can send you voice messages that you can incorporate right into your next episode. If you want to produce your show using another app, you can upload your own audio directly from web or mobile and still take advantage of Anchor's totally free podcast hosting. Once your podcast is ready to publish, Anchor can automatically distribute it to every major podcast platform. That includes Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify, so your listeners can hear your show wherever they want. And on the web, you can see detailed analytics about how people are listening. Plus, you'll get a great-looking profile page where anyone can listen to your podcast or subscribe to it. And if you want to ask your audience to support your work, Anchor makes it easy to collect monthly payments from the people who love your podcast and want to see it grow. You really don't need a recording studio, expensive equipment, or a bunch of technical knowledge to deal with a podcast feed. Just get started and join the diverse community of podcasters already on Anchor. We can't wait to hear your podcast.
Perfect.
Hey, you guys, welcome back here to the 1130 podcast. Appreciate you guys sticking with me throughout the commercial break, you guys. Before we get to my next guest, you guys, I want to shout out two people, man, who have a great podcast. It is called Life-tastic, you guys, by Chris and Stephanie. Shout out to you guys. I appreciate the shout out in your latest episode. Go check out the podcast Life-tastic, you guys. But you guys, like I was saying, I'm back here, and my man joining me right now, you guys, coming from Kansas City, Missouri. He's returning here on the 1130 podcast, you guys. He's the host of Get It Off Your Chest podcast, and we're about to get some shit off our chest, you guys. My guy, Terry, what's going on with you, homie?
What's going on, man? Terry hosted, formerly known as, hosted a show on my show, Get Off Your Chest, hashtag Get Off Your Chest podcast, man. I appreciate you having me back on the show, man. We had a ball with the guys last time, so yeah, had to come back, show some more love.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. It was dope. It was real dope, man. So, how's life right now? How's life?
It's moving, man. Just like me and you discussed before, just getting over the whole COVID stuff. Was sick for a while, but now we back. Ready to put this work in for the season 2, man. We're about to get the season 2 cracking for February. Get Off Your Chest podcast season 2. Been getting everything, all the equipment, all that stuff, so we can do the in-house studio, and so just been working, grinding. Getting ready for this next adventure for 2021, I would say.
Okay, that's what's up. February. What date you guys season 2 dropping?
First week of February. I think it's the 5th, if I'm not mistaken. But it'll be that first week of February. Season 2 gonna drop. So yeah, we about to come hard with it, man. We about to come hard with it. Season 2 went real hard. Season 1 started towards the middle of the summer, beginning of the summer last year. So we ready to take it up a notch.
Okay. That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Yeah, man, it's been a crazy time, especially with the COVID, man. Here in DC, man. In the spring, they giving out free weed for those who come up and, take the COVID test. So,
Is free weed?
Yeah, free weed, man. Free weed.
What?
Yeah, it's free weed here in DC, man. Coming up in the spring. Jones for Jabs. I guess that's a free promo for them. But yeah, man. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, so people are already nervous about, doing it or taking, the vaccine. So I don't know if free weed, people like to smoke, So I don't know on that one though.
They sure know how to get people, don't they? They sure know how to get them. Free weed.
Yeah, man, they do. Free weed, dog. Free weed. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast, man. We got the question of the week. Before we get to that, man, I've been listening to your podcast, dope podcast. I was listening to the latest episode where you had the girls on, man, and you guys was just talking about a lot of things, man. Just why women cheat and just a bunch of stuff, man. Great episode. Yeah. I was loving everything, man. Here on the podcast, we're gonna talk. We're gonna drop some why men cheat. Some reasons why men cheat. You feel me? So. You know, but before we get to that, you guys, early in the show, as you've been seeing on the screen, the question of the week, you guys, I have to ask you guys, and I'm gonna ask my guy Terry, man, right here. You know, we was talking about this on the last podcast when he was on, you know, relationships and sex and all that, you know, good stuff and everything. Yeah. You guys, man, leave a comment below, man. You know, let me know. Terry, I want to hear your thoughts. What are 3 things that always leads to sex?
You said 3 things?
3 things that always leads there.
Liquor.
You are true about that. True about that.
Liquor seems to always lead there. It seems to always lead there, man. What else? We see 3 things. Liquor. I would say dinner sometimes. It just depends on the situation. You know, for y'all to be out there dating, you know, sometimes dinner does lead to, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw one in there. I say conversation.
Conversation. Hey, if you got that mouthpiece, man, conversation can definitely lead to sex.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whatever ones you got.
You got that mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Shit. I said dinner, but it's mainly food because, you know, the way to a man's, you know.
Yeah, of course, you know, because that's the first thing they're gonna be asking, you know, when they get hungry.
Right. Give me some food, man. I'm prepped and ready to go, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Music too. Set the mood with some music. You know, I'm a big music fanatic when it comes to like old school R&B. So, you know, so you play that old school R&B, put you in the mood. Everything like before 2000s, 95, 90s, 85, all that shit within that range. If you play any of that, those mood setting songs for R&B. I don't know what they be playing now. Everything nowadays is all about, you know, the quickness. It ain't about making love no more. So yeah, old school R&B, man. That'll definitely get you there.
Yeah, you're right. I say conversation, man. Liquor, you are right, man. Sometimes it depends on the right wine too, man, because
hey, wine too. Don't knock the wine.
Yeah, liquor changed the whole situation, man. Your man CJ, he said liquor, you know, for him. Yeah, he said liquor for him, and some people say weed. You know, like weed sometimes.
Yeah, hey, you're right. So everybody going to get that vaccine. They get some weed, go back to the house.
Yeah, man.
Free weed. I can't get over that.
Yeah, I know, right? They gonna find any way, especially for the youth right now, because everybody they like, man, I don't know, I don't trust that. I don't trust that at all. Yeah, I don't trust that. But we're gonna move on, you guys, here on the podcast. Just like you were saying on your podcast, man, I was checking you out, and reasons why women cheat, and we're gonna share some reasons, I guess, why men cheat. My fiance, you know, she was asking me like, I don't know, just, you know, why men cheat, and I'm like, babe, really though? Like, but I guess here, right. You know, and here's some of yours, but lack of maturity was one of them. I asked this question, lack of maturity. You know, some guys too young, you know, they ain't ready to settle down.
True. Especially in 2021, you know, these are different breeds of guys that are out here too. So I think also a lot of men have like their insecurity problems too. So that's always a big part, I would say. And I think as men, you know, saying we try to justify it with the insecurities, but that's not how it works, man. It's not how it works. But yeah, definitely insecurities. Let me see. What's another one? I mean, boredom. Boredom is one. Yeah. Because people will get bored of people real fast though. Like the attention span these days, man, is real short, man. Taking care of others, you know, and work getting in the way, you know, when you're doing a whole lot and you working and you take care, making sure, you know, this person or that person good before your significant other. What's your thought on that though? I mean, it's you know, as men, you know, we get caught up in that. We get caught up in a lot of the whole like workload, because as men, and when you got kids and you work, you got a lot that you got on your back. But at the same time, it's like, even with that being a standard of cheating, I don't think that would be I mean, in the same category, I would say. That's just more of like self-worth. Like if you got all that stuff bearing on you, man. But I think it comes into the side of the woman too. Like if the woman ain't making you feel like you know what I'm saying, you handling business, it's that gets tied up in it too. Like you don't feel like your worth is anything. So definitely self-worth. I don't think it'll be the whole, the workload, family. It's just self-worth. When you don't feel like your worth is anything, it's somebody else make you feel that way.
Mm-hmm. Lack of value and appreciation.
Yep, lack of value. There you go. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because, we want to be valued. We want to be appreciated too, because I was hearing some of you guys, and the ladies were right on some of them. But, man, we guys got to stand tall on this, though. Even though black men don't cheat, we're going to say that off Bucks. Black men don't cheat. We're going to say that.
Yeah. Black men don't cheat.
We're going to say that. But, man, that was some great stuff you guys were dropping on the podcast. Yeah. Speaking of lack of appreciation, do you think black people are supportive enough to other black people?
No, I do not. And that's one of the big things that we stretch is, especially here in the town. Shout out to Everybody Loves Ross. We was just on their podcast, me and CJ yesterday, just doing the whole local thing and trying to bring, the community to our standpoint with the get off your chest stuff. Cause there's a, well, better than anybody, the groups, the Facebook groups and everything. We got one that's in the KC, for KC podcasters. And it's a lot of podcasters in KC that we didn't even know about until we got into the group. And that's one of the things that's real big is support, man, is just supporting each other, sharing each other's stuff, building relationships and stuff like that. And as black people, I feel like a lot of people are just self-centered and selfish. So they don't try to take the initiative to help bring everybody else up. Instead of trying to build an empire, they're just trying to build their own kingdom. And that's where I feel like, we get lost at, not just in the podcast standpoint, but with everything, everything. So, but yeah, and then we're so quick to bring each other down, but we'll go to the next man, and that's not the brother man, and put all our worth into their situation. So it's crazy to me. I don't understand how, us as black people cannot see what we've been going through all these years, especially with the damn Capitol building. Like that should have said it all. That should have set everything off. Like, okay, bro, we need to go find our own country and we need to get the hell away from here. But we just it's just selfishness, man. It's selfishness. Like we got to stop being so selfish.
Yeah, I don't think black people like seeing other black people succeed. If they don't got it, then or if they didn't figure it out, then how come you did? How come you got it and we ain't figured it out? I think that is real crazy. And then speaking about the Capitol riot shit that happened here in DC shit. That's even crazier. That's even crazier, man. I'm telling you, it was like day and night. I literally said it on the podcast. It was like day and night. I left out and I came back in the room. It was on TV. Like, what the hell is going on? And all these white people just all up on the steps and everything. You're like, it couldn't have been us. Like, it just couldn't have been us. So,
it would have been way more shots fired. They would have cleared us out of there quick. What? Oh man.
That's
I was so mad, dude. I was like, because that was around the time where I was sick, and it was like I wanted to get on and talk about it, and I was like, damn, I'm not even feeling it. I'm not feeling it. But it was crazy when it happened because it's like you just turned it on, like you said, it kind of came out of nowhere. Like you turned on TV or you got on social media, and it was all over everywhere, like instantly. I'm like, dude, what are these dudes doing? Are you idiots? Like what? It couldn't have been us. It would have been 10, 12 bodies. Like
And like I said here, like I'm from DC too, and he from DC. A lot of people, man, they don't give a fuck about the monument. We don't care about the Capitol building. We don't give a all people who really care about that is people who travel here to DC to, I want to visit that. Just like if it's a special monument in Kansas City. You feel me? Like it's the same thing. You feel me? Because you live there. So people come here and they tour that. And I mean, I've been around the building, close up to the building, like, not even a handful of times, but I never wanted to be like, you know what? Let me go in this motherfucker. You feel me?
Let me see what's inside.
Yeah, like for real. And I think it's just crazy though. But what was your thought? I mean, you said your thoughts, but when you first saw it, what was
it? What the fuck are they doing? What the hell is going on here, man? Why? It's why. Like, why? All this, why? And it's just stupid. Like, they be doing some stupid shit just to get some attention, man, and didn't change anything. All that didn't change nothing.
Nothing. And then the fact that it was like, oh yeah, man, it's going to be heavy security, days leading up to the inauguration, and here in the city, you can't even get no goddamn way, and everything went on peaceful. The shit was crazy. I didn't understand that. You bring in all the troops, you bring in all these people, and it went on without a hitch. I understand the security part, but for nothing though. For nothing.
Stupid. Just stupidity, man. Stupidity. Let alone we try to go protest, and they got the National Guard and everybody out there.
Exactly. But you guys, man, we're gonna move on here on the podcast, man. Drew Brees retired. He said I'm done with this shit. He retired. And I was like, wow, I was expecting him to win, but Tampa Bay, and Tom Brady, it just seemed like Tom Brady ain't slowing down. And then
man.
And then with the whole summer that Drew Brees had, I guess he just like, you know what, man, I'm done.
Yeah, let me just get up out of here, man. How old is Drew Brees? He got to be he in his 40s yet?
Yeah, he in his 40s. I don't know. I think him and Tom Brady real close though. They real close in that though.
It's time to get up out of there.
Yeah, you're right. And speaking of, we was just talking about politics in a way though. But what was your thoughts on Trump pardoning Lil Wayne and Kodak Black, but not Joe Exotic?
But not the Tiger King.
Yeah. he been asking more than anybody though.
Hey, man.
He had the whole bus touring around and everything, like, yes, Trump is gonna get me out and everything, but you let Wayne and Kodak out. Like,
all that shit's a hoax, man. You be trying to get our people on this side. That's all that is.
Exactly.
Trying to get our people on this side, man. They trying to get Joe Exotic for some bullshit. That man ain't did nothing, man. Killed some tigers like everybody else, like the rest of them that's in that field. They all done killed some damn tigers, man. Leave that man alone.
Yeah.
Get him up out of there and make another movie. Another documentary.
Yeah, man. That Tiger King was crazy, man. That
That shit was hilarious. That was some funny stuff.
Yeah.
I need to go back and watch it again. That's a matter of fact.
Yeah, I really do. Like they said, they got a part 2 on that. I know there's some hidden footage still out there. Yeah. Because I would be really down to watch that, because he was going hard with them Tigers, though.
Hashtag free Joe Exotic.
Yeah, everybody was on Carol Baskin's side. I was like, nah, man, she a bitch, though. Why she can't just leave my man alone, though?
Right.
Like, leave him alone. Let him do his thing. Like, it's crazy.
Hey, man, she definitely killed her husband. Definitely killed her husband.
Definitely.
No questions about it. She killed her husband.
You guys, we're gonna move on. We're gonna move on here on the podcast, you guys. My man Terry, we're gonna play a game. You down to play a game?
I'm down, man. I'm
okay,
with it.
Okay, we're gonna play a game of Who Am I? Some of these I'm gonna give you multiple choice, and I'm just gonna give you some clues. You guess who am I? All right.
Oh,
snap. Here we go. First, we was one of music famous duos. You like to put us on your fries. Push it. Who am I?
Push it. Duo. Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper's here.
Salt and pepper. Okay. I sold millions of tickets around the world. I make people laugh. You want to go night night? Who am I?
You want to go night night? I just said it, and the name just like completely slipped. Kevin Hart. I'm tripping.
Kevin Hart. Okay. I gotta make it harder. This year makes the 55th annual celebration. Go big or go home. Who am I?
Go big or go home. You said this year's the 50th celebration.
55th.
55th. Go big or go home. I don't know that one.
One more clue. Pepsi put on the show.
Clue. I was about to say the BET Awards, said Pepsi. Damn. I don't know.
The Super Bowl.
Damn it. Man.
Yeah.
Chiefs going again, by the way. Chiefs.
All right, here we go. I'm the son of water, but when I return to water, I die. Who am I?
I'm the son of water, but when I return to water, I die. What? I'm the son of water, but when I return to water, I die. Oxygen? Nah.
Ice.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it do.
Goddamn riddles. Riddle me this.
All right, here we go. I demand answers, but ask no questions. Who am I?
I demand answers, but ask no questions. Shit. You stumping me, man. I just woke up from a nap. Shit. I demand answers, but I ask no questions. I was about to say a woman's attitude, but that's not. I don't think that's damn. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm stumped on that one too.
Yeah, this one. Yeah, I know, man. It was. I was like, man, you know what? These questions are a little easier. You know.
Yeah, that's
telephone.
hard. That's
telephone. Yeah. All right. One more.
Telephone man.
One more for you. I have a head and a tail that would never meet. Having too many of me is a treat. Who am I?
I have a head and a tail. Having too many of me. Is that a woman?
Hey.
I mean, shit.
It's a coin.
It's heads and tails. Heads and tails. I'm gonna use some of these, by the way. I'm taking these riddles.
Hey man, hey, I appreciate you just playing with Who Am I, man.
Yeah, man. I like the ice one though. The ice one was cool. I like that one.
Yeah, that one was good, man. I was trying to do some little research. The last one I had, man, was a little too easy. That was like, all right, man. But what's new with you? What's new with you, man? Like 2021 is here.
Just being creative, trying to be a little bit more creative than we was last year, man. Just staying focused, trying to do a little bit, doing things different, taking things a step at a time, learning everything more on the computer side, and just continuously trying to build this empire slowly but surely on the gaming side and the podcast side. So trying to get some more shows, different ideas for shows and stuff like that. Just moving, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. And you mentioned it earlier. It's all about exposure. Yeah. It's all about support also. How you mentioned, I'm in the groups as well as you are, and some people, don't really support you. And whether it's a brother or if it's just another person, we just need someone with a lending ear and just say, hey man, I like your work, man. I like what you do. Got a cool voice, man. You mind jumping on my podcast? And that's how we grow.
That's
and
all it takes.
Yeah, you're right, and that's all it is, man. And with you, that's how I felt the energy when you came on the podcast with CJ and Rhino. Shout out to them too.
Yeah.
And you
Shout
too,
out to
man.
Squad.
Yeah, man. So it is dope, man. I really love it. You're welcome anytime, man. Anytime, my guy.
Definitely, man. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate it. It's all love.
Yeah. Before you go, any shout outs, man? Any questions you got for me? Anything you want to say?
Yeah, I get you with some questions. As a matter of fact, let me see. Because by the way, CJ be on you too, man. He like, hey man, Dre be everywhere. He be posting everywhere. Hey man, we need to start stepping it up. I was like, yeah, you're right, man. That stuff set us back, taking a little break from a little hiatus over the holiday season, going into season 2. But we didn't want to oversaturate everything and then keep pushing out the episodes. When we about to go into season 2, we just wanted to stop, get everything set up, and then move on. But yeah, man. So my question for you is one of the questions that I think everybody loves to hear is, what motivates you so much to keep the consistency?
The motivation is that the response that I get. That I get that here, people say, when I first started this, I was like the only, especially in these groups, I was like the only kid on the block doing the YouTube podcast. Everybody
right.
most so had Anchor Spotify and everything like that. And I didn't know what Anchor was, until after a
I
little
didn't either.
while, and I was like, okay, cool. I know I want to talk about wrestling, but I know wrestling doesn't relate with everybody. Not everybody
Right.
watch it. Some people watch it early in their life, some people, vice versa, whatever. So I just said, you know what? Let me step out and I just make a wrestling podcast and I just talk general just on the show, just, for it to just be a show base, but necessarily motivate me just keep going because like how you said, you're taking a break right now. And a lot of people do that. A lot of people take breaks and be like, man, my season is coming back this such a day or such and such, because life happens. And it's just the simple fact that being in a position that I was in and just not, just waking up and every day was the same. Waking up and just feeling like I know it's more to this. You feel me? I know it's more than just the same old bullshit. So I just wanted something different. And, me putting out the consistent content and doing it, and I see different podcasters or different people, they do their stuff. And another thing, like I said, I'm a big wrestling fan, and wrestling is all year round. It's not like football, basketball, where it take time off and extra seasons. So I guess that's another thing that I guess, and with me, everything's just as funny as it seems, it always go back to wrestling. So it's so weird, but and just knowing, a new episode and doing these, man, and the fun part be the editing part. This computer is my fiance, was like, man, I see what you're doing. And once she saw me, I think do my first episode by Zoom, she was just like, okay, I'm just gonna let him just he could go ahead with the computer. And after that, man, I just went wild with it. So it's just I love it, man. I love it. The editing part is like the fun part about it, because I get to sit back and be like, even when you'll be talking and I just be like, damn, he said this and I meant to add some this or such and such, like, so it's cool. It's really cool. So, and I went to school, and school ain't for everybody, so I wanted to find something that fit me. And when I started doing this, everybody was like, that's you. So that's what I wanted. That's really my motivation.
Hell yeah, man. I appreciate that answer, man.
Yeah, man.
Because that's the key, man. It's like even since we haven't been, doing the podcast, we still have our little meetings and stuff, man. And it's just like we see how much we miss it, and it's crazy how much it becomes a part of you after you start really like doing it. It's like, dude, this is what we do. Like, this is how we, progress through our life is podcast and talking our shit. So it's definitely, it's fun. I think that's what makes it fun, is you just get on here and get to, give your voice, give your opinion to situations that a lot of people wouldn't really care to hear from you on a regular daily basis. So you just get on, talk your shit to people around the world, and see the result. And the support, the fans, I don't really like to say fans, but the supporters is what keeps you moving, man. When you see people's reaction, because a lot of people be feeling the same way you be feeling. It just, they don't have the platform to say it on. So us having the platform to be able to say something about, some shit that's going on, especially like that Capitol building shit, that shit pissed me off. I think everybody was feeling the same way. But with that situation and just being able to talk your shit, man, and reach out to people that you wouldn't be able to reach out to otherwise. So definitely can't wait to get back into it.
Yeah,
definitely appreciate you having me again.
Yeah, man, you welcome anytime, man. And another little motivation is also, man, like I said, being stuck in a position that was just like, what's next, and just seeing the littlest things, how people just blow up off social media. So I said, man, if I start a podcast, or me and my buddy, when he was around for a little while, I just always have dope ass conversations. So I'm like, why we not got a camera so we can push record, and it's gonna be dope. You feel me? It's gonna be dope. He didn't, see it. Not everybody see your business, so and it's crazy. So I saw it, and I was just like, man, let's go with it. You feel me? But hey, man, that's one of my motivations. Just people, just the littlest things. People could just do some fun, tricky shit and make a shot 100 feet away and
go viral.
Go viral. Walking, riding down the street, drinking a cranberry juice, just singing a song, going viral. Just the littlest stuff. So I said, come on, man.
Hey, man, I be seeing these people, they be going viral off these TikTok videos nowadays. Like I think that's the mainstream for videos is TikTok. Like you make one video, TikTok can make you go viral. 1.5 million people that already liked it, just depending on what you do. So, yeah. But that's crazy that you said that, like, because me and CJ, it was kind of like that for us. Like, we get on the game and be in the Xbox Live parties, and we be talking shit, and we was like, man, why we ain't recording this shit? This should be hilarious, especially when they be playing 2K. That should be funny as hell. But yeah, we just said, man, let's do it. Let's get the cameras, let's record it, and talk our shit. So.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. That is really what's up, man. But man, any shout outs, man? Anything you want to say, man, before you go?
Yeah, man. Shout out to the guys, man. Rest of the cast, Get Off Your Chest podcast, man. Once again, season 2 coming up. Shout out to you guys, man. Well, you 1130 podcast, you know. Shout out to Gator too and Chris, man. They had a ball with them guys. We got to definitely link up with them again. And shout out to Everybody Loves Ross. Thank you guys for having us on y'all podcast yesterday. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. And shout out to the fans, the supporters, everybody who support us. You know, we say all the time, we fuck with those who fuck with us. So appreciate the love, man. Definitely appreciate the love.
That's true shit, my guy. Yep. But I appreciate it, man. You know you're welcome anytime, my guy Terry, man. Once again, shout out to Get It Off Your Chest podcast. You guys go subscribe, hit that notification bell so you don't miss an episode. Wherever you get your podcast is at, go check it out. Yep. Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Because I know you got some shit you want to get off your chest. So go check them out. Yeah, man. For real.
Yeah. Hey, we always looking for guests.
Okay.
So you want to be on the show, hit us up, DM us, however we want to get to us. We're everywhere. Instagram, Facebook, social medias, everywhere. Just hit us up, let us know, man. We'll let you come on the show and talk your shit, get off your chest. Because everybody got something they want to get off.
I love it, man. Appreciate it, man. Have a good rest of your day, man. Stay blessed, stay safe out there, man. And yeah, man. Thank you once again for joining me this week on the podcast, my bro.
No problem, man. Love.
Yo, Terry, man, I appreciate you joining me here on the podcast, man. Dope time, man. Really dope time. Man, I love your words, man. Just dope, real dope from Kansas City, man. Get It Off Your Chest podcast. I know everybody got some shit they want to get off their chest, man. So go check them out on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts is at. Go subscribe, whether it's on Spotify, Anchor FM, all that good stuff, man. Shout out to CJ, Rhino, the whole crew, man. When you guys were back on, it was a dope time. Got to get all you guys on the show. Even come on to Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Like I was saying earlier on the show with my guy Malik, man. One of my goals of this year is getting on more people podcasts, and we're gonna make that happen, man. We really gonna make that happen. It was a dope show chatting with you, man. Some real true shit, man. That's how we do it here on the 1130 podcast, you guys, man. Like I was saying earlier, you guys, man, don't forget that the 1130 podcast is coming to Wednesdays, you guys, same time, 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You dig, man? Wednesdays at 11:30 a.m. Also, I am coming to EB Radio, you guys. It's 100% free. Go ahead and download it and all that good stuff, man. For real, it's gonna be dope, you guys. But before I go, you guys, man, don't forget to follow the 1130 podcast on all social media platforms. Follow me on Twitter at Dre on Wheels, on Instagram at the 1130 podcast, like the 1130 podcast on Facebook. Subscribe, yes, if you haven't done so already, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button down below. You dig? And also, you guys, man, the 1130 podcast talk pro wrestling. If you dig the wrestling podcast, I dig it that you dig it, man. Each and every Friday, new episode with your favorite independent referees, wrestlers, ring announcers, you name it, you guys. You name it. Speaking of the 1130 podcast talk pro wrestling, I thank you guys for tuning in, and I just reached 2,000 downloads, you guys. Yes, 2K. I appreciate it, man. It's fun. It's exciting. That's motivation right there, my guy. That's motivation right there. Just, to hear that and just to keep going. The people enjoy it, So appreciate you guys, man. Really do. Really do, you guys, man. So follow the 1130 podcast, Talk Pro Wrestling, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, leave a 5-star rating and a review, you guys. And if you would like to be a guest here on the podcast, email me, the1130podcast@gmail.com. That's the1130podcast@gmail.com. Or just DM me, message me on social media, man. Great show, great show, man. From Malik Wilson to my guy Terry. Shout out to the Hot Seat podcast. Shout out to the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. Shout out to Kansas City. Shout out to Mabane, North Carolina. You feel me? DC, we in the building all day long. You already know what it is. But you guys, man, I love it, man. I love it, man. It's been a great show. Been a really, really great show. Before you guys, man, thank you guys for joining me, man. We're going to keep trucking at it. Thank you guys for joining me each and every week. We're going to get to 1,000 subscribers, and we do. I'm going to let you guys know, and I appreciate it all the way, you guys. All the way. Stay tuned for the Dre My Life. Yeah, that's me, My Life documentary coming soon to the 1130 Podcast YouTube channel. You guys, man. Yo, dope episode, man. It's your man, Dre, a.k.a. Dre on Wheels, and I'm out.